Hello everyone, in this video we dive into the top 10 best TV series of this year that are guaranteed to captivate your heart and keep you hooked from start to finish. Prepare to be delighted as we explore the innovative storytelling, breathtaking visuals, and awesome characters that make these TV shows unforgettable. Get ready to dive into a world of entertainment as we bring you the very best picks, perfect for fans of TV series and precisely crafted TV shows. Please stay with us. Watch the full video and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to get the latest and best movies news must be watched. Number 1. Silo. Apple TV Plus has exciting updates for viewers who are currently enjoying one of the most promising new shows of the year, Silo, adapted from Hugh Howey's book series, the story of the last 10,000 people on Earth. In a massive underground bunker called the Silo, a community thrives without knowing their history. Men and women live in a big 144-level underground with several guidelines, which they accept are set up to save them from the toxic and ruined world on the surface. The silo is so large that it requires one whole day to stroll from the high level to the base. However, no one in the silo knows why they are there, who built the silo, or when it will be safe to go outside. If anybody tried to investigate, it follows death. The tragedy began when Juliet, the engineer, sent to outside for cleaning the silo, she observes something and starts to uncover a conspiracy that runs far deeper in the silo than she could have ever imagined. Silo is an American science fiction dystopian drama television series created by Graham Yost based on the series of novels of the same name by author Hugh Howey.
We do not know why we are here. We do not know who built the silo and why we are underground. We only know the world outside our sanctuary is death.
Number 2. The Fall of the House of Usher. Mike Flanagan, highly anticipated new horror series creator, now came with renewed story, The Fall of the House of Usher. He is the creative mind behind it, as well as other shows like The Haunting of Hill House, The Midnight Club, and The Haunting of Bly Manor. Inspired by an 1839 Edgar Allan Poe short story with the same name, The Fall of the House of Usher, the story centers on Usher family right after Roderick Usher, the wealthy and powerful CEO of corrupt pharmaceutical company Fortunato Pharmaceuticals, lost all 6 of his children from oldest to youngest as Roderick nears the conclusion of his story, which jumps back and forth between his early years working at Fortunato and the events that led up to each of his children's deaths. He finally arrives at the fateful night that changed everything. From the start of the first episode of The Fall of the House of Usher, we know that all of Roderick Usher's children are dead. It's the how and the why of their deaths that plays out over the course of Mike Flanagan's new horror anthology series. The series follows 2 timelines, the first taking place from 1953 to 1980, recounts Roderick and his twin sister's subsequent rise to power, while the second during the last 2 weeks of Usher family leading up to the discussion, revealing the truth behind the deaths of Roderick's children. The Fall of the House of Usher is an American Gothic horror drama television miniseries.
Are we safe?
If we don't stop her, you won't have a family left.
Frankly, I think you've forgotten what I am.
Nevermore.
May it rest in peace.
Number 3. The Changeling. The Changeling series is based on the novel of the same name written by him. The show tells the story of Apollo, a second-hand bookseller, and his wife, Emma, a librarian who is convinced that her child is a changeling. A changeling is what a fairy or demon leaves behind when it kidnaps a human baby. Take your eye off your newborn for just a second, and you might find yourself raising a ravenous little monster that is not the one you gave birth to, the creature that a demon leaves behind after it kidnaps a human infant. Apollo and Emma fall in love and get married, have a baby, but months after giving birth, Emma feels different. She says she's receiving mysterious photos of her child and confides in her sister and midwife that she doesn't feel like the child is her baby. Eventually, she doesn't feel like Brian is a baby at all. But after the birth of their child, things take a dramatic turn and their lovely fairy tale transforms into a baffling horror story. Story set in an alternate New York City, Apollo, a father and husband, searches through a magical world for his abducted son and missing wife. The Changeling is an American horror fantasy television series created by Kelly Marcel and directed by Melina Matsoukas based on the novel of the same name by Victor Laval for Apple TV+.
She told me I had 3 wishes. When it falls off my wrist, those 3 wishes will come true. Do not cut it.
With me, all three of your wishes will come true.
Number 4. Hijack. Hijack, a limited series streaming on Apple TV, starring Idris Elba as a corporate negotiator trapped on the hijacked airliner, a tense thriller that follows the journey of a hijacked plane as it makes its way to London over a 7-hour flight, while authorities on the ground scramble for answers. Sam Nelson is an accomplished negotiator in the business world who needs to step up and use all his guile to try and save the lives of the passengers, but his high-risk strategy could be his undoing. A high-level corporate negotiator who knows how to read and manipulate people, Elba's Sam Nelson toys with the hijackers, convincing them he's on their side as he steadily works against them. The story takes place in real time, with each of the 7 episodes devoted to same hour in the flight from Dubai to London. Hijack is thriller miniseries created by George Kay and Jim Field Smith, starring Idris Elba. It premiered on June 28, 2023 on Apple TV+.
Got family? Loved ones? We got one job to do right now, just get through to them.
It's either us or them. And I can tell you, it's not gonna be us.
Number 5. Poker Face. The series centers on Charlie Cale, a casino worker with an innate ability to detect lies, traveling across the United States on the run from a casino boss following a suspicious death. Along the way, she encounters colorful characters and solves homicides in a variety of settings. Casino worker and seasoned gambler Charlie has an unusual gift. She is instantly able to tell if someone is lying. After her friend is found dead and something seems off, she puts that ability to use and tries to figure out what happened. Eventually, she ends up on the road, solving suspicious cases along the way. Poker Face is a murder mystery series stylized as a character-driven, case-of-the-week mystery, with each episode adapting the inverted detective story format popularized by Columbo. Poker Face is an American crime comedy drama television series created by Rian Johnson for the streaming service Peacock.
Hello, Miss Cale. I'm happy to finally meet you. I've got this gift. Always knowing the truth.
I only know if something is a lie.
Front seat of the trunk. Your choice.
Number 6. From, a science fiction horror television, returns for the second season of its thrilling, terrifying, and the enigma continue to intensify. In nightmarish town located in Middle America, which ensnares anyone who dares to enter, the inhabitants desperately struggle to survive and search for a way out. They are haunted by horrifying creatures that emerge from the nearby forest during the night, while also grappling with the enigmatic secrets concealed within the town's boundaries. The residents, who are reluctant to accept their situation, are engaged in a constant fight to maintain a semblance of normalcy and find an escape route. To these challenges, they must also survive the threats of the surrounding forest, including the terrifying creatures that come out when the sun goes down. From is an American science fiction horror television series created by John Griffin. MGM premiered the second season on April 2023.
What the hell is she talking about? We are all in this thing together.
There are things around here that walk and talk just like us until they walk up to you and rip your guts out.
Oh, thank God we heard the screaming.
You picked a bad spot.
Number 7. The Last of Us. Based on the PlayStation video game by the same name, The Last of Us, the series is set during the time of a burst of an epidemic and infectious fungus that transforms human hosts into dangerous beasts like zombie creatures. After 2 decades since the collapsed modern civilization, Ellie, 14-year-old girl, become a hope of creating vaccine for an infectious fungus. They seem her blood have a strong immune. Joel Miller, a toughened survivor, hired to smuggle Ellie emerging from a restrictive isolation area, Boston, to the Fireflies. Joel and Ellie need to get across the country to find a way to save the world. And this makes for a fairly brutal buddy road trip series. The pair come up against constant problems, from raiders in this horrible new world as well as the infected, depend on each other if they hope to survive. The Last of Us is an American post-apocalyptic drama television series created and written by Craig Mazin and Neil Druckmann for HBO. starring Pedro Pascal as Joel and Bella Ramsey as Ellie, a young and English actor, a girl from the fantasy television series Game of Thrones.
If you've come this far, then you know what's out there.
You're not gonna scare us.
Scared him?
You have a greater purpose than any of us could have ever imagined.
You trust me?
Number 8. The Watchful Eye. The Watchful Eye, which follows a young woman who uncovers dark secrets in an apartment building inhabited by an affluent family. Story begun when a wealthy woman commits suicide by jumping off her apartment. Soon after, we see the patriarch of the family interviewing swarms of nannies for his son. Elena Santos, a young woman who is hired as nanny to the Ward family to look after their young son Jasper after the apparent suicide of his mother Allie. The many characters of the high-rise apartment are gradually introduced to us, and the majority of them are both mysterious and enigmatic. The storyline involving the building's basement, which has horror overtones and is strange in its own right, runs parallel. Elena has her own hidden agendas, and in the garb of a decent caregiver hides beneath a terrible manipulator. She and her boyfriend are looking for a ruby stone which is presumed hidden somewhere in the apartment where the Greyborns reside. The quest to find the ruby stone leads Elena to the building's basement, which has a history of its own, including murders and eerie sightings. The Watchful Eye is an American drama mystery thriller television series created by Julie Dirk that aired from January 30th to March 27th, 2023.
I think my niece Allie was pushed off that ledge. And only one person came into an 8-figure sum as a result of her death. You're going to be my eyes and ears around the Greyborn.
Oh, am I?
Oh, yes, you are.
Number 9. Yellow Jacket. In the first season of Yellow Jacket, a New Jersey high school girls soccer team travels to Seattle for a national tournament. While flying over Canada, their plane crashes deep in the wilderness, and the surviving team members are left stranded for 19 months. With food running out and winter approaching, the girls decide to throw a doom-coming party with what food they have left, homemade wine, and their nicest clothes. They also make crowns for themselves, with Lottie choosing one made of antlers. The series chronicles their attempts to stay alive as some of the team members are driven to cannibalism. The series is a teen show, one where the characters are already in a community that immediately begins fraying in the wilderness. Season 1 of Yellow Jackets left viewers with a lot of questions. The second season picks up 2 months later for the young survivors, devastated in the wilderness after the first snow froze their team captain, Jackie, to death. The group of survivors are struggling to make it through winter. Some of the biggest mysteries from Season 1 have been solved, but a new set of questions have been seamlessly introduced. Yellow Jackets is an American thriller drama television series created by Ashley Lyle and Bart Nickerson, premiered on Showtime.
She's hiding something.
Everybody's hiding something.
You're a murderer.
No. I mean, yes.
I think shit's gonna get a lot worse out here.
I'm just a girl in the world.
Number 10. Your Honor. In its first season, the show delved into the complex issues of justice, morality, and family dynamics through a captivating storyline. The plot revolved around Michael Desiato, a highly regarded judge, whose world is shattered when his son becomes involved in a fatal hit-and-run accident with a member of a notorious crime syndicate. Michael is faced with a challenging dilemma as he seeks to safeguard his son and deal with the legal proceeding. He must make difficult choices that could potentially harm his family's security and tarnish his reputation. While its themes of power, corruption, and the complexities of the justice system raise thought-provoking questions about the nature of right and wrong. In the second season, following the demise of his son, Michael is granted an early release from prison to bring an end to the notorious mob that has caused immense suffering to the residents of New Orleans and beyond. Meanwhile, the Desire Gang, a rival drug cartel, initiates their own plan of action against the mob. Your Honor is an American drama television series starring Bryan Cranston.
I can't do this. There are memories that I just can't bear.
You just keep doing everything I tell you to do, and you will be just fine.
That's not how this is gonna play out.
Hope you enjoy the video. Ensure that you subscribe the channel to receive the most recent updates and new movies.